Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel. All right, so here we have a beautiful question, and then with a radical question, which is Stanford University entry exam. Okay, so we are asked to find the value of x from this radical equation. Okay, so solution. Now, of course, I've solved a problem like this on this channel before, and in which I started by moving one of the radicals to the right hand side of the equation. Okay, so why did I move it? So that both radicals will not be on one side of the equation. Okay, so because if both of them are there because you expected to remove the radicals to be able to get the value of x. Okay, and if both of them are on one side, it will be impossible to do that. Okay, so you need to move one to the other side of the equation. Now I now squared both sides to help me get that, but in this case I'm going to be using a different approach, which is still the same, but here just different steps. Okay, so and what is that? So I'm going to be giving a name to one of the radicals, so that it will quickly reduce it. So here now I'm going to say let the radical on the right hand side, that is my x minus 5, be equal to y. Okay, so I want to reduce this to an equation in y. In fact, let me do that in another. Okay, so if I reduce it, so I'm saying let x minus 5 be equal to y. Okay, so if we do that, that means that I'm going to, if I square both sides, I'll have x minus y is equal to, x minus 5 is equal to y squared. And then I can make x the subject, and that's going to give me y squared plus 5. Okay, so I have a value for x, and then I can bring it back here. So if I do that, now in this case, I'm going to replace, remember we got x as y squared plus 5. Okay, so I'm going to substitute it here now. So I will have meanwhile you know that you can actually factorize 2 out here to give us x plus 10 over 4, and then this one will now be 6 minus y. So we can quickly replace this with y since we called it y already. Okay, so what will happen now is that we are now going to have, of course you will discover that this will reduce this to 2. Okay, so you just have the square root of x plus 10 all over 2 to be equal to 6 minus y. Okay, so and then at this point, so if we square both sides, which is here squared, and then we square here also, so of course this will cancel this, so we just have x plus 10 over 2 is equal to, if we open this bracket, that's going to be 6 minus y. So at this point we can now try to bring in our x, which is y squared plus 5. So we'll have y squared plus 5 as our x, but there is 10 there, so we bring it down as well, and that's over 2 to be equal to, then on the right side, on the right hand side, we can now try to open this bracket. Recall the way this multiplication is done. Each of the terms here will multiply everything on the other bracket. So 6 times 6 is 36, and 6 times minus y is minus 6y. Then if I am done with this, I will do the same for the second term. Minus y will multiply the 2 as well. So minus y times 6 is minus 6y, and minus y times minus y is plus y squared. Okay, so at this point I can take my 2 to the other side, but before then let's simplify this. So that's going to give us y squared plus 15 is equal to, all over 2 is equal to, this is now going to be 36 minus 6 minus 6 is minus 12, and then you now have plus y squared. Okay, so it will be good to now cross multiply. Remember that this is over 1, so if I cross multiply, I'm going to have 2 will multiply everything here. 2 times 36 is 72. 2 times minus 12 is minus 24y. 2 times y squared will give us 2y squared. And that is equal to, then on the right side, we are going to have 1 multiplying this to give us the same thing. That's y squared plus 15. And so now I'm going to have, if I collect everything to one side, this is going to become 2y squared. This one coming here will become minus y squared, and that is going to give me 2y minus y squared, which is y squared. Then there is no y on this side, so I'll just bring down this one, minus 24y, and then there is 15. It comes over, so it will become 72 minus 15. 72 minus 15 should give us around 57. So we have 57 here. Everything is equal to 0. And this is a standard quadratic equation which we can solve. Can factorization do this? I doubt. So we can do this using the approach of maybe formula method. Okay, so recall that the only I'm trying to see if factorization can do. The only factors of this are I think 3 is a factor. 3 divide this, you will get 19. Okay, so 3, 19, 1, and then 57 itself. Okay, so these are the factors, and none of them here, no matter how we put the sign, will sum up to give us 24. Minus 24. So factorization cannot work. So we go ahead and make use of our formula method. Right, so now where our a is 1 here, you can see the coefficient of y squared, which is 1. Our b is the coefficient of y, which is minus 24, and our c is 57. That's the constant. So if we substitute now, we are going to have, so that's negative of 24, all right, so which is going to turn to positive, all right. So this is going to become 24 here, then plus or minus, then here we have b squared, which is negative 24, and so you have negative 24 all squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 57. Okay, so and that's all over 2 times 1, which is 2. All right, so and that is going to give us so here we are now going to have to simplify, and to simplify that, the square of negative 24 is 576. Okay, so we have 576 here, while 4 multiplying 57 is 228. Okay, so we also replace it here, right? So we have 228, and that is therefore going to give us 24 plus or minus. All right, if you subtract that, you will get the square root of 348. Okay, yeah, all over 2. All right, and by the time you now simplify, so this is going to give us 2 will divide 24 to give us 12, then plus or minus, then you try to evaluate the square root of 348 and then divide it by 2. You get approximately 9.3. Okay, so what that means is that our y is therefore equal to, all right, so if you add these, you are going to get 21.3, or you have plus or minus. Okay, or then if you subtract 12 minus 9.3, you will get around 2.7. Okay, so this is the value for our y, and then we'll try to now get our x by substituting into the formula that we have here. That's this one. So that's going to give our x y squared plus 5. So for the first case, our x alone, not x squared. Okay, so our x for the first case will be 213 squared plus 5, which is equal to, maybe we can write that as, okay, let's use 69, that's okay. And then, or the second case is when we use 2.5. So our x in that case, 2.7. So we have 2.7 squared plus 5, which is equal to, okay, so before we make a conclusion, it will be nice that we verify what we have done to be sure that it is okay. Right, so there we were given the square root of 2x plus 20. Okay, so let's plug in and know which one is correct among these two. Okay, so if we do for the first one, you will see that we are going to have 2 times this. Okay, if you divide it by 4, we have the square root of 234 point this, and of course you know that the square root of this is already more than 6, so that means we will not use this. So let's look at the second solution, which is 12.29. So if you put in your 12.29, square root of 2 times 12.29 plus 20 over 4, then plus square root of 12.29 minus 5. Okay, so let's see that. That's the square root of 11.145. So let's take that square root. This is equal to 3.34. Okay, then plus the square root of this 12 point this minus this will give us 7.29. So we are taking the square root of 7.29, and that's equal to 2.7. Okay, exactly 2.7. So by the time you add 2.7 plus 3.34, so you get 6.04, which is exactly or approximately equal to 6. So of the two solutions we got of our x, the one that is correct is our 12.2. And of course, you know this is an approximation, and that's why you have this. So assuming we got the exact complete value for this without approximating, it will give us exactly equal to 6. Okay, and that is the solution to the problem. That's 12.29 is the value of x in this equation. Okay, so this is what we said to show us in this video. Kindly subscribe to our channel, give a thumbs up to the video, make comments, and share this video. We'll see you in our next video. Bye.